Okay, so yeah, Greg, I'm sharing with you a document where we were going to talk about the video interview that's part of the Promoter Motor service. And we're going to customize this a bit based on some questions I've used for video interviews for other endeavors, not with Promoter Motor. And then use that as a starting point to think about how to frame that discussion in a way that gets the word out in the way that you're hoping.
Cool. Yeah. And I don't know if you got the email access from Google Docs, but I just need access to be able to log in.
Yeah, your proimpact.org email address.
Yes.
So that's on its way. So yeah, just starting from the top here, feel free to read to yourself and start pointing out things we should update or clarify or whatever, because again, we're adapting this. It should be helpful.
Cool. And so the audience, this is your all series, so the audience is broader than just my audience, because this is going to be for a lot of nonprofits, right?
Yeah, we can assume that lots of nonprofit leaders might be interested in this, and that your interest, of course, is talking to nonprofit leaders.
Right. And I've got pictures and videos that I can share. The discount code one, obviously for nonprofits. Is there a theme you'd like to explore through the stories about yourself here in clients? Yeah, I think there are a few potential themes. Yeah, this all sounds good. Yeah, I should send some of these tips. It's been amazing interviewing people in the LinkedIn Live series that we've been doing. This seems great. Gosh, yeah, there's a bunch of stuff that I could use this for, actually. But yeah, so should we go through the questions?
Yeah, let's.
Okay, and so for today, we're not recording this, but just sort of like thinking through question arc for this and just in general.
Yeah, exactly. The arc. That's a good way to think of it, like a story arc.
What do you do? Where? Why? What does this one mean in, that you're most trying to get at? Like, what does bona fide mean in that context?
Essentially, the idea is there's always an alternative solution. So instead of some hacker alternative.
Okay. Is it helpful if, like, the thing I'm doing now is sort of like less traditional nonprofit in some sense and sort of like a mix of consultancy and a nonprofit? Probably more helpful if I think about the context of these related to my last organization, which is a more traditional nonprofit. What do you do? Where? Why? Yep. So then I would tell stories of people who CoachArt serve. And of course, we've got like a bunch of our great go-to stories.
Yeah, I mean, however you want to frame it, because it's you that's being interviewed. We're promoting you to help you get more nonprofits on board. And so relying on the stories from what you did before is perfectly valid. Excellent experience and super, super relevant part of your backstory.
Yeah, and I won't talk about those much in this. Sorry, I was more thinking of like, for evaluating these for how all the folks that you talk to are going to answer it. But
let's just stay focused on you for now. We'll adapt it for others later.
So there's a bunch of different ways that I tend to answer the sort of like the who, what, when, and where, depending on who I'm talking to. A few of the examples of that are starting with like the frustrations that my dad had running nonprofits in the 80s and 90s, and those being the same problems that we have today, basically. So sort of like framing the problem through the experience of someone else. Another version of it is, and these are all things that I usually will hit on in the course of like a longer conversation, but another one is that during my 9 years of running an organization, I kept looking around for kind of like modern content and community resources for executive directors that I could never find. And so I've set out to try to create them. And another version is just sort of like that the nonprofit sector is evolving right now faster than ever. And these are, resources that are intended to support EDs in that evolution. For a longer one,
it sounds like some of that would be what we ask about in just a little bit. So like about what you've heard in others, or providing education or illumination about the obstacles that you see. How you can explain how this is long standing.
Is it helpful if I add notes here or no?
Yeah, go ahead.
Make a copy and add notes?
No, go ahead.
So yeah, because I think that was a good point. So like this is going to be what the issues are. Like, and how long is this interview?
I'm planning to record for up to an hour and then cut it down to like 45 or so.
So then we have time to go into like the overhead myth. Yeah, so what examples are people looking for? Media. When and why? What have you or others needed to learn or unlearn? Unlearn is a great question. How does appreciating one aspect of your topic lead to appreciating others? That's interesting. A profound realization for you that's relevant of your work to intrinsic motivation. What sets you apart for what you do? Yeah, that was a helpful exercise for me for being able to sort of like organize the responses that I would have.
And you can keep taking notes here if you like. I decided to just make this be a copy for you.
Okay. Yeah, I think I put everything in there.
So I
Well,
don't
yeah,
need
looks
to
good to me.
schedule a time to actually do the interview. Do you have a preference?
Oh, maybe next Thursday? Next Thursday or Friday should work.
They're all booked up in what is my afternoon, but we could do Monday the 15th.
That is currently wide open. Let's plan it for that. Yeah.
I've got 8, 9, and 10 a.m.
Let's plan for 10.
I will send you an invitation.
Great. Thanks.